Now, I don't know why haters be telling me to mind my business when they're out here not minding theirs. Shut your mouth and enjoy the tea. We all know you're here for it, sis.
Hello ninjas! How are you guys doing? It's your girl Owamie Hlongwane, aka Miss Fear for Call Shibabemke, Miss Fear Nada. There's nothing to fear there. So anyway, obviously you guys can see I shaved all my hair off. But I will do a video explaining everything. I do not know if it will be the one that comes first or this story time will come first. So anyway, I'm sure you guys saw by the title of this video, this is the first story time ever that I'm doing on any ex of mine. I did talk to my husband, so I did get his approval. So big guy did approve this, so I better not see anybody try to come for me like that big guy, okay? But yeah, you guys do know that I'm a happily married woman. And I mean, I had a life, or I passed before I met my husband, and I feel like a lot of people don't quite grasp that because they're like, wait, what? We thought Big Guy was your first boyfriend and whatnot. No, I wish, but no, I've dealt with some crazy in my life, and I thought, you know, during this time, Celebville is kind of like a Boredomville. Legit, it's boring so much over there. Most of the stories that are there just ain't worth my time, so I thought, hey, let me go ahead and just revamp a little bit, and I'll be giving you guys story time. So there'll be a lot of story times that will be coming during the lockdown, and they will, some of them obviously involve some of my past relationships. Now I'm not going to disclose people's real names. I'm gonna just use alphabets. So you know, just to know, I'm gonna just use the first alphabet of someone's name. So you know, those that know me from Vito or Medunsa or whatever, then probably they will know who I'm talking about, but you can't sue me because I didn't say your name. Yes, I'm having the wines, but I'm not gonna be drinking too much. Whenever I drink wine, I get quiet. I don't know why. So basically, you guys, like, this is a story time of this is my first ever boyfriend, and I was in Venda, you guys. Wow, this is crazy. Like, it's just crazy when talking about it. I feel like it's very unfortunate because the guy I'm going to tell you guys about today, unfortunately, has passed away. It's so sad. Let's just have a moment of silence. Okay. And so if you guys would like a story time on how he passed away, just go ahead and comment down below, and I can actually do a follow-up story on that. So this, you guys, is something that happened, wow, a long time ago. I was still doing standard, I was doing standard 6, so that would be grade 8. When I went to this high school, you guys, called Mbandeli, right? And it's in Venda, obviously, in Chifudi village. So it's a village next to mine because I grew up in a village called Gapa. And going there, to be honest with you guys, like, I had my own insecurities, obviously being a black girl that is dark in complexion, and I was always someone that was, you know, a little bit thickens. Growing up, I mean, I know I got thick, like really thick now, but I wasn't this big, obviously, but at that time, compared to like other people, I was still a big girl. And so I used to have a little bit of insecurities when it comes to that and everything like that. But you know, I feel like I used to substitute, I used to do my hair nice, you know, those kind of things. And I've always been someone that looked confident, even though I was not confident. Like, I've been a fearful call, you guys, all my life. I'm not even going to lie. Anyone that knows me, they know that I am a I'm something else, you understand? So when I was doing standard 6 in class, I was like a top achiever. I mean, I would be like number 1, number 2, number 3. I would always be like around the top 5. So I was also like in my village, like one of the best English speaking or speakers. So it's funny because I know a lot of you mock my English, so you should understand how bad it really was. And the fact that my father was a principal, you guys, the principal in that school knew my father personally, so it was like one of those things when my father told the principal to say, hey, you know, my kids are coming, they're gonna be schooling there, and So one day the principal came when we had just started classes, and he asked, like, my son name, where is she? And me and my sister, obviously, and then, like, we're there, we're like, hi, how are you? I said, I'm fine. I was like, yeah, you should tell your father that I found you guys, like, the father is my biggest friend, and all those stuff. And so it kind of made that thing where it was like we were, how can I even say this, kind of got a little bit popular because of that, like, obviously in our class, not like the whole school. And I was also one of those girls that whenever it's lunchtime, I wouldn't go out, you guys. I would always just sit. I used to love drawing, so I used to always constantly be drawing stuff. I would look at a book and I'll draw that thing. Like, I used to love. So I'd always be doing that, and then my sister would go out and get us food and come back with eating class and everything. So due to that, that's the reason why I'm telling you guys this. Due to that, obviously, whenever time came when they were like, we want a prefect, in class, people were like, well, we're voting for her. So they were like, they're voting for me. So I was like, okay, you know what, it's fine. You're gonna vote for me to be the prefect. I'll be the prefect in the class. And so I was the prefect in that year, you guys. And so whenever you're a prefect, we all joined like the SRC. What is it? The SRC? I'll write the name here. The school governing body. No, the SGB. The SRC school. I don't know. I know LRC. Learners Representative Council, I think. So, when we joined there, obviously, that was when I got to meet other people from different classes. Like, remember, I was just doing grade 8, which is standard 6, and then it was like prefects from grade 8 to grade 12. And so when we entered there, you guys, as I was entering, oh, and another thing again, within the LRC, there would be the president, right? And that president would be the president of the whole school. So when I entered, obviously, sat down, I was with my because the prefect, they always used to say it should be a boy and a girl. So I had like my male prefect class, and who was also like, we were both prefects. So when I entered with him, and then I sat down with him, and that was it. So after the meeting, I'm leaving, and that time my sister has left. And a lot of people have left, so it's only us, the LRC, that were left, and I think the grade 12s were still out there. So after that, you guys, like, I was walking home, and it was a distance. I'm not even going to lie. I lost a lot of weight that time when I was walking to that school. It was, I don't even know how many kilometers, but I will try and check, you guys, and maybe I'll write if I find it, but it was long. So here comes this guy, and he's like, hey, how are you? I'm like, I'm fine, how are you? He's like, I'm fine. We're speaking in Venda, obviously. And then he's like, yeah, I'm the prefect, I'm the president of the school. I'm like, oh, hi, how are you? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. So because of obviously we let you guys stay behind, I'm gonna have to be the one to boys are gonna have to accompany girls. And then he was like, yeah, I'm going to accompany you. I remind you guys, I was someone that never used to like leave my classroom, so I didn't know anything that was happening in that school. I mean, I was someone that was constantly in my classroom, drawing and stuff like that, which is very unexpected of me, but that was young Owamie baby, okay? So his name, we're gonna just call him T. So T's like, hey, boys have to accompany girls for safety reasons, and I'm gonna accompany you. I was like, well, I don't really need someone to accompany me. My father, you guys, was like a lion when we grew up. So even if like they just hear you were walking with a boy, like it was a problem. And so I was thinking of that to say, you know what? I mean, number one, there used to be two roads. There used to be the main road, which obviously cars would travel and people would see you. And then there would be like the mountain road where you legit walk through the mountain like it's a bush, a serious jungle. But the problem is obviously that it's not safe because anything can happen. Even though I never really heard of much, but anything could happen, and so it was not safe. So I was thinking like, which way do I use? And the bush road is actually the shortcut. If I use the bush road, I'm gonna be walking with this guy that I just met and I don't know who he is. If I use like the main road, I risk chances of this guy actually like being seen with this guy, and it's a longer route, and if my father sees me or someone sees me, tells my father, it's gonna be a problem. So So now I'm like, what am I going to do? I tell him no, I'm fine, but he insists, you guys. And so I was like, you know what, to be honest with you, I'm gonna just use the bush road. If this guy's gonna accompany me, clearly he's gonna just have to protect me if anything happens. So I did that. Once we left the bush side, that was when, like, you know what, he turned back. But throughout the road, you know, he was asking, how are you, what is your name? You know, I'm telling him my name. He's like, yeah, I have like what do they call this, like, I have a vision for this school. What is one of the plans that he has for the school is the president of the school. I'm like, oh, okay, you know. At that time I was like, wow, he's a respectable guy, you know. He was doing matric at that time, and you need to understand, like, being someone that is just doing grade 6 and 8, I was like, wow, you know, it's so advanced and stuff like that. But then after that, okay, fine, we left. I was surprised, you guys, because from what I had heard was that the LRC could only have meetings, I think it was supposed to be 2 times a week, if I'm not mistaken. But after that, he was the one who kept on calling the meetings, and so almost every day we had to be going there, and they would just talk about nonsense. I'm not even going to lie. And then, like, that was when I started to tell my sister, because I do have a twin sister, you guys. We're gonna talk about the you're not gonna find out a lot about me. So I told her, I was like, listen, this guy every single day wants to accompany me. You can't leave, please. Like, just, you need to stay back for me. And so I used to let her copy from me, because, you know, between the two of us, I would be the one that would get higher marks. So she agreed because of that. So she would just wait for me. And even though I was with my sister, you know, like, I told him, I was like, T, listen, I've got my sister here, so I'm fine, go accompany someone. He would always insist. And so it was safe for the 3 of us to actually walk back to school, other than, like, me just walking back with him. And most times, like, we would dodge him, you know. Once maybe they're doing something, he would have to be responsible to lock up, you know, and whatnot, and then we'll just run and block it, and, you know, those kind of stuff. So then, you know, he decided that he's going to organize. There used to be like this choir, I don't know what they call it now, but you know, the choir, the ones that speak those kind of and they were supposed to go to Thando. So back then, you guys, like, I couldn't just go to Thando. It was like a big deal. Like, even if they had to buy grocery at home, they would go, the kids would stay home and stuff. So it was not even that far from home. It was like maybe about 40 kilometers almost from our village. And so he came up with a plan to say that, you know what, we're going to actually, like, have we're gonna have to accompany the choirs, the LRC, and we're gonna go there free, you know, because of you know. So I was like, well, I don't know if my father is going to agree, but I'm going to obviously ask. And he was like, yeah, you should ask your father, you know, we definitely need you here, what. I was like, okay. When I asked my dad, and my dad knew that I was obviously the prefect in the class, so he was like, is everyone going? I was like, yes, we're accompanying them. They said that we're in charge of actually, like, controlling the way some people that were from my class, so they were like, you know what, we need to be there to actually help the teachers. My father was like, okay, that's fine. So that Saturday, you guys, when they had to go, obviously we all went there. And I remember, like, in the bus, like, she came and then he sat next to me, and I was like, oh, okay. And you know, throughout the whole way he was talking, like, he would leave, you know, talk and whatnot, and then after that would come back and still sit. I was like, okay, you know, that's fine. I mean, at this time I knew that this guy maybe wanted me, but he was, honestly, for me, was just not my type at that time. Even now, I'm not even going to that. But, you know, okay, everything went on. When we arrived, the choir went in, you know. It was a lot of choir, so the whole thing took the whole day. And guess who was with me the whole day? T was with me the whole day. When we got there, he gave me money. I think he gave me $100, and you guys need to remember, it was back then. That was a whole lot of money. You would buy a lot of things. And I was like, no, but why? He was like, no, you know, this money is what we were given by the school, so you need to get your card. I was like, oh, okay. So I took the money, I went to buy food, and when I was going with one of the LRC, I was like, wait, like, you know, is it not nice that the school gave us money? And then that girl was like, money from where? I'm like, no, T just gave me $100, and it's like, it's from there. She was like, yo, girl, you don't know this guy, like, he's from a rich place, you know, and whatnot and whatnot. And I was like, oh, okay. But I was like, who's gonna refuse Manish Bilbim? Okay, I went in and I bought stuff and I came back, and when we came back he was like, yeah, we need to take pictures. So he hired someone that was taking pictures, and we all were taking pictures. And then he was like, as the president, I need to take pics with everyone. And it was back then where, like, you know, they would have to take pictures and then it will have to go, I think they would call it to get washed. So I know now it's to get printed. Okay, I'm very village. And so I was like, oh, okay. So, you know, after that, the whole day, you know, he was just there. He didn't say anything about loving me, you guys. Like, he just gave me he was such a gentleman. If I needed anything, if I wanted to go to the bathroom, like, he was accompanying me, standing from the distance, you know, and all that and everything. And, you know, we were just talking. I kind of got, you know, comfortable with him and stuff. Then after that, you guys, like, okay, that day ended, went home. I got home so late. I think it was around 2-8. I was so scared that my father was gonna be so angry. But when I got home, he was home and he was like, how was it? I was like, oh, it was really nice. And he was like, oh, okay. Like, I was like, oh, thank you, you know. So after that, you guys, like, the pictures come back after a few days in school. The pictures come back. Everyone goes to him to get the pictures. He was the one that actually ordered. The guy, obviously, you know, and so people were going there and we were paying. I think at that time one picture was like 5 friends or something like that. Like, it was a long time ago, you guys. So, you know, we go there and I remembered that obviously, like, you know, everyone is getting that picture with the president, us as a group, and an individual picture. And so, you know, everyone is getting those. And I do clearly remember, like, taking a picture with T. So when I got there, I'm like, okay, like, yeah, can I please have my pictures? I get the group picture and the one of me alone for free. Like, everyone had to pay, I didn't. He was like, no, I paid for you and stuff. But then I was like, wait, you know, there's one picture that's missing, like the one that we're together. He was like, yeah, you know, don't worry, you're gonna get it. I'm like, why? Because everyone is getting their pictures. He refused with that picture, you guys. He was like, no. And then now, you guys, like, the problem started because this guy was kind of like a psychopath. Well, I didn't know at the time, and that was when I actually found out that, no, this guy is not okay. Number one, he was a gang leader. And when I say a gang, you guys, I'm talking about these guys in school, they worshipped him. It was true that he was from money, and he was the last born, like, at his home. So, you know, he was very spoiled. I remember, like, as the year was going, even at that time, he would even come to school in a car. And then, you know, it was the time that students were not allowed to come to school with a car. He didn't stay too far from school and stuff like that. I started hearing the rumor that I'm dating him, that he's walking around showing people the picture that I took with him there and telling people that this is his new girlfriend. You guys, I was so pissed. And I think out of everything, I was more scared because I was like, if my father ever finds out about this, like, I'm doomed, I'm dead. Like, my father is going to just kill me. I grew up with a huge fear of my father. And so, you know, I hear that he's telling people that, yeah, you know, this is my girlfriend, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I go to him and I'm like, hey, how are you? And when I get there, you guys, into his classroom, he was sitting and he was surrounded by guys, and it was like lunch break. And immediately I walked in the class, they all moved like very fast. And when I went there to him, he was sitting there holding the picture. So I was like, oh, he is even here, like, right now, like, you know, showing people this picture again. And when I got there, I was like, can I please have that picture? And he was like, no, if you wanted to get this picture, then we need to take another picture together. That's what he said. And I was like, but if I'm gonna take another picture with him, that means he's gonna just get a new picture to show people, and people are gonna just have to believe that, you know what, this is true and everything. That was when I started, like, you know, fighting him, because I wanted that picture, but I couldn't constantly be going to his classroom because I didn't want people to see me. So, you know, he started now just sending his goons. That's what I used to call them. He started to send his goons, like, because of whenever it's lunchtime, I'd always be in the classroom. So I guess some of them told him that I would be in the classroom, like, whenever it's lunchtime. And I remember I started to not be in the classroom because of that, because either he would send someone or he would wanna come. And remember, the class is empty, so now it would be like just the two of us, and it would just be horrible, you guys. I was like, oh my gosh, like what am I supposed to do when it comes to this? I mean, I'm still young. I can't even go to the principal. The principal is my father's friend. If I talk to him, he's gonna tell my dad and it's gonna be a big issue. And so I remember this one day though, during lunchtime, I left the classroom and I was thinking like, where am I going to go? My sister had gone to buy food. I used to hate just sitting outside by the grass, which is what most people used to do. I hated that because whenever I stand up, you know, your skirt is filled with grass and stuff, so I didn't want that. So I remember this other day he came and then like, you know, he grabbed me by my arm and then he walked with me, you know, and I was like trying, and I don't want to cause a scene. He grabs me, gets me in this classroom and it's just the two of us. And he was like, why don't you want me? And I'm looking at him, I'm like I'm just shocked at that time, you guys, because I had actually heard that he's a gang member, like leader. It's those guys that drink and smoke and whatnot, and I knew for a fact like this is not the person that I want to be with, and I'm not going to do this. And besides, even if I wanted to, I could not because my father will kill me. And so I remember he actually took both his hands and put them in his pockets, and he grabbed, and when he came out, you guys, he had so much money, and those were like coins, and there was so much money. Both like there were 5 friends, most of them 2 rands, and his hands were full, and he was like, I'll give you all this. Like, and I remember, guys, it was back then, okay, you'd get charmed by small things. But I was like, I don't want your money, I don't want anything, like please just leave me alone and don't ever come talk to me again and everything like that. And I ran out, and I guess like he was a bit confused because from what I had heard was that anytime he wants a girl, he would always get them because of, number 1, he's the president of the school, number 2, he's very popular, number 3, he's a gang leader, number 4, he has money, he comes from money. And those were just some of the things that never really impressed me. When I tell you this dragged, I did standard 6, he failed his matric, I went to standard 7, and that was when it even got worse. I remember when we would have to go home, when I was doing standard 7, you guys, like that was after a whole full year. When I was doing standard 7, he was worse. Like I'd have to run away, and it was just a lot, man, you guys. So another thing again that I also do have to say is that I used to have like this friend. He was a guy friend and we were really close, you know. And so he came to me and he was like, listen, we can't be friends anymore. And I'm like, what do you mean we can't be friends anymore? He was like, yo, you know, these guys actually got me and they dragged me and they went, because you know, remember, grew up in a village, you guys, the school was very close to the bushes. So he said that they dragged him to the bushes and they threatened to kill him if he doesn't stay away from me. And T was there, T was the one telling them, yeah, you know, if only your brother was not here, I was gonna kill you, you should stay away from my wife. Like that's what he was telling them. And he told every single person in that school that no one should propose me because he's dating me. And guys, when I tell you that now I was feared in that school, like, not, I'm telling you, no one would dare. Even if I wanted to be close with someone, not even for dating purposes, but guys wouldn't. Standard 7, I even was the prefect again, but because he had failed, there was like, you can't be the president anymore. But he was still acting like he was the president of the school, still doing stuff and everything like that. It was really honestly just so crazy. So, you know, he obviously had to matriculate that year when I was doing standard 7. I did standard 8. And standard 9, that was when, you know, standard 8, I became very naughty myself. You know, he was no longer around, so I didn't have to deal with that drama. And he left before I even dated him. And then standard 8, I started being very naughty. I just mingled with the wrong kind of group. And my father found out, so he booted me to a school that was even in the most rural, and the principal there was my father's best friend, which was still gonna have more story times. But when my ex came back and found out that I had moved, you guys, when I was doing standard 9, that was when, like, you know, he would come to school to try, like, you know, because when we moved to the new school, I had to use transport, and so we used to use the bus. So that time, you guys, he was driving a twin cab. Like I'm telling you, he was from money. And so he would come, like, you know, with a twin cab, and I would be like, I'm not entering that car, I'll be going home in the bus, and his car will be following behind. When I get off, you know, I'll be running with my sister and everything like that. It was quite crazy, you guys, because at that time I was so scared that my father will think I'm dating this guy. My father is gonna kill me. But what actually ended up happening was, my friends, you know, that I met in the new school, they were like, you know, this guy about his money. Why are you letting, you know, not dating him? You need to date him. We'll have transport, we'll have this, we'll have that. For me to try and actually fit in, let me be honest with you, that was when I accepted his proposal. And when I tell you, that was when I started to be treated as royalty, and I was doing matric at that time. He would call, and because when I was doing matric, that wasn't actually got my phone. I got my first phone was a Samsung, I forgot the name. And so, you know, he would call and he would be like, hey, what do you want to eat for lunch in the morning? And I'd be like, I feel like pizza. He would drive all the way to Tando, and then, you know, lunchtime bring me pizza and everything. We will be eating with my friends. I'd always have money. My twin sister, you guys, should be the one that has to, like, be forced to kind of cover up for me, because I would give her money since I was getting money from this side. It was crazy, you guys. So that is how my first ex-boyfriend chased me for 4 full years. Came back, found out I moved school, still came to the same school, and he only got me because of peer pressure and the friends that I was with, and I definitely wanted to fit in. I wanted to be, you know, the girl, and I definitely was. But I will not lie, at that time, like, I ended up loving him because he treated me so nice. We did end up breaking up when I went to varsity, but that was not a surprise. Anyway, comment down below, how did you guys maybe, like, you know, have an ex that was crazy and try to make your life horrible? I mean, my whole high school life, you guys, like, it involves this guy, because he was honestly like that problematic. And I feel like that also helped me in terms of throughout my whole high school life, I never dated anybody because he honestly was just crazy. Okay, anyway, I thought maybe this would be an interesting story time. The next one will definitely be more crazy, because things went from I love you to he almost killed me. Okay, listen to your hearts, girls. If he ain't the one, he ain't the one. Anyway, I love you so much, my ninjas. Stay blessed, and I'll see you guys in my next upload. Bye.